Have you ever wondered why nighttime, which should be a sanctuary of peace, has become your battlefield? What if I told you that your nightly struggle with insomnia, especially after age 60, isn't a lack of discipline, a sign of weakness, or something you just have to accept with age? What if it's largely a misunderstood nutrition problem, a silent cry from your body for specific nutrients that it no longer produces or absorbs as efficiently as it once did? In our conversation today, I'm going to reveal 8 fruits that you should, and I use the word should with all the responsibility of my experience, consider including in your routine to combat insomnia. And this isn't just a superficial list. For each one, we'll dive deep into the science in a way you can understand and feel. We'll discover how they work, why they're so effective after age 60, and how to use them to transform your sleep. Now, pay close attention. I know how it feels. It's the sound of the clock on the wall, each tick echoing in the silence of the room. It's your mind, refusing to shut down, replaying conversations, worries, to-do lists. The weight of the world seems to collapse onto your pillow. And the worst part? That feeling of dread that grows as the night wears on, the anxiety of knowing that the next day will be faced with an exhausted body and a foggy mind. You feel alone in this, but I'm here to tell you that you're not. This suffering is real, but it doesn't have to be your sentence. The solution may be closer and tastier than you think. But there's a secret. It's not just about eating any fruit before bed. The key lies in understanding the biochemical symphony that these foods orchestrate in your brain. And the way they interact can be the difference between another frustrating night and the beginning of a new life. Stay with me, because the answer to the question, why me, is intertwined with the science behind the first fruit we're going to explore. Before we get to our first ally, we need to understand the battlefield. What happens to our bodies after age 60 that makes sleep such a rare luxury? Think of your brain as a grand orchestra. For decades, this orchestra has played the sleep symphony to perfection every night, conducted by a brilliant conductor, melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone that tells every cell in your body it's time to rest. However, as we age, the pineal gland, our little melatonin factory in the brain, begins to reduce its production. It's as if the conductor is getting a little older, a little more tired. The symphony begins to go out of tune. At the same time, another musician comes to the fore, cortisol, the stress hormone. In a young, resilient body, cortisol peaks in the morning to give us energy and drops dramatically at night. But with age and the worries of life, this rhythm can become disrupted. Cortisol, which should be silent at night, decides to play a drum solo just when you're trying to fall asleep. The result? You're wired, anxious, on high alert. This is where nutrition becomes your most powerful weapon. And our first fruit is perhaps the most famous in this regard, but few know how to use it correctly. I'm talking about sour cherries, or ginjas. Not the sweet, large cherries we eat for dessert, but their smaller, more sour cousins. Why? Because sour cherries are one of the few natural food sources of melatonin. By consuming sour cherries or their concentrated juice, you are not stimulating your body to produce melatonin. You are handing the conductor the score, ready to conduct the orchestra. A study published in the European Journal of Nutrition showed that adults who drank tart cherry juice for 7 days had significantly higher melatonin levels in their urine and an increase in sleep time and quality compared to a placebo. Think about it. It's not a synthetic drug, it's the sleep hormone itself, coming from a fruit. The correct way to use it is to consume about 240 milliliters of concentrated tart cherry juice an hour or two before bedtime, or a handful of the dried fruit. It's a clear and direct signal to your brain that night has arrived. It's the first step in restoring your body's natural order, using nature's intelligence to your advantage. This isn't just about what to eat. It's about understanding your body's chemical language and starting to speak to it in a language it understands. And we're just getting started. If this first explanation has already sparked a glimmer of hope and made you see your insomnia in a new light, I urge you to consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like. By doing so, you not only help me continue to bring you this kind of in-depth knowledge, but you also signal that we are on the right path together. Every new discovery we share here is one more step on your journey back to peaceful nights, and I don't want you to miss any of them. The second fruit on our list may surprise you, but its action is fundamental and perfectly complements the work of the cherry. Let's talk about kiwi. This small, fuzzy green fruit is a nutritional powerhouse for sleep for a different reason. While cherries provide us with melatonin directly, kiwi gives us the building blocks for our own bodies to produce it. Kiwi is rich in serotonin. Now, you've probably heard of serotonin as the happiness hormone, responsible for good moods during the day, but what many don't know is that at night, in the absence of light, the brain converts serotonin into melatonin. It's a magical biochemical transformation. Having adequate levels of serotonin during the day is a prerequisite for having adequate levels of melatonin at night. It's like having the raw materials in the factory before the night shift starts. If there is a shortage of raw materials, nighttime production will be low. A fascinating study by Taipei Medical University had participants eat 2 kiwis an hour before bed every night for 4 weeks. The results were impressive. Participants fell asleep 35% faster, slept 13% longer, and their sleep quality, as measured by an efficiency index, improved by more than 5%. In addition to serotonin, kiwis are loaded with antioxidants such as vitamin C. Why does this matter? Oxidative stress, the rusting of our cells, is a trigger for inflammation, and chronic inflammation, even low-grade, keeps the body on high alert, releasing cortisol. Eating kiwis helps fight this inflammation, calming the system from the inside out. It's a two-pronged strategy, providing the raw material for sleep while extinguishing the inflammation that prevents it from happening. Now, let's move on to the third fruit, one of the most common and underrated around the world, the banana. If cherries are the conductor and kiwis are the raw material, bananas are the orchestra's muscle relaxant. Its magic lies in 2 minerals essential for relaxation, magnesium and potassium. Imagine your nervous system as the strings of a guitar. Stress, anxiety, and even deficiencies in certain nutrients can leave these strings overly tense, vibrating non-stop. You feel this as a mind that won't shut down, restless legs, or even nighttime cramps. Magnesium is like the fingers of an experienced musician gently pressing these strings, calming the vibration. It acts on a neurotransmitter called GABA, gamma-aminobutyric acid, which is essentially the brain's brake pedal. GABA reduces neuronal excitability, promoting calm. Many people, especially after age 60, are deficient in magnesium and have no idea that their nighttime restlessness could be a symptom of this. Potassium, in turn, works in conjunction with magnesium to help relax muscles and prevent cramps that can interrupt sleep. A medium banana before bed isn't just a snack, it's a therapeutic dose of mineral tranquility. I remember a patient of mine, Leo, a 68-year-old retired engineer who suffered terribly from restless leg syndrome at night. He described it as an unbearable electricity that forced him to get up and walk around. He had tried several medications, which left him groggy and confused in the morning. I suggested something simple, a small banana and a handful of almonds, which are also rich in magnesium, about an hour before bedtime. After 2 weeks, he returned to my office thrilled. The electricity had decreased by 80%. He wasn't cured, but for the first time in years, he could lie down in peace and allow sleep to finally come. That's the power of minerals. We've now reached a crucial point in our conversation. We've seen how direct melatonin, serotonin precursors, and relaxing minerals are key pieces in this puzzle. I'd like to pause and ask you, which of these nighttime challenges resonates most with your experience? Is it the mind that feels like a radio station with no off button? Is it the physical restlessness, the legs that won't stay still? Or is it the frustration of waking up in the middle of the night and not being able to get back to sleep? Please share your answer in the comments. Reading each other's experiences is incredibly validating and reminds us that we are not alone on this journey. Your story may be the mirror someone else needs to feel understood. Our fourth fruit takes us to the tropics and adds another layer of sophistication to our strategy. Let's talk about pineapple. Like cherries, pineapple also contains melatonin, but it does something else. Studies have shown that eating pineapple can increase melatonin markers in the body by more than 266%. How is this possible? In addition to providing the hormone, pineapple is rich in tryptophan, an amino acid that is the precursor to serotonin, which in turn, as we saw with kiwi, converts to melatonin. So pineapple works on two fronts. It delivers melatonin ready to go and provides the raw material for more production. But its secret weapon is an enzyme called bromelain. Bromelain is known for its powerful anti-inflammatory properties, helping to calm the body, but it is also a digestive enzyme. One of the hidden causes of insomnia, especially in older people, is nighttime digestive discomfort. A heavy dinner, slow digestion. All of these can cause reflux, gas, or simply a feeling of heaviness that prevents deep relaxation. Eating a few slices of fresh pineapple after your last meal can not only aid melatonin production, but also facilitate digestion, ensuring that your gastrointestinal system doesn't become another obstacle to a good night's sleep. It's a perfect example of how nature packs multiple solutions into a single food. Now, our fifth choice is not a fruit in the traditional sense, but the fruit of a tree, and its role is so crucial that it couldn't be left out. I'm talking about almonds. If you have a habit of waking up between 2 and 4 a.m. with your heart racing and feeling a wave of anxiety, pay close attention. This is often a sign of nocturnal hypoglycemia or a drop in blood sugar. Think of it this way. Your brain needs a constant supply of energy, even while you sleep. If your blood sugar drops too low, your body panics. It interprets this as an emergency and releases stress hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline to force the liver to release more glucose. These are the same hormones involved in the fight or flight response. They're a biological fire alarm. And what happens when a fire alarm goes off in the middle of the night? You wake up startled and alert. That's why a solution that only focuses on melatonin may not work for you. You may fall asleep, but you can't stay asleep. Almonds are the perfect solution for this. They are a powerful combination of healthy fats, fiber, and protein, and they are one of the best sources of magnesium. This combination causes energy to be released slowly and steadily into the bloodstream. Eating a small handful of almonds, about 20 to 30 grams, an hour before bed may be enough to keep your blood sugar stable throughout the night, preventing those panic-inducing wake-ups. It's like putting a slow-burning log in the fireplace of your metabolism, instead of a newspaper that burns quickly and goes out. The sixth fruit on our list is passion fruit. And here we enter even more fascinating territory in the biochemistry of sleep. Passion fruit has been revered for centuries in traditional cultures for its calming properties. Modern science has discovered why. The pulp, and especially the leaves of the passion fruit plant, contain harmine alkaloids, such as harmine. These compounds have a remarkable effect on the brain. They act as monoamine oxidase inhibitors, MAOs. It sounds complicated, but the analogy is simple. Think of serotonin and other calming neurotransmitters as water filling a bathtub. The enzyme monoamine oxidase, MAO, is the drain, constantly draining that water. In people who are anxious or have insomnia, this drain can be very efficient, emptying the bathtub too quickly. The compounds in passion fruit act as a cap on that drain, allowing levels of calming neurotransmitters like serotonin to remain higher in the brain for longer. In addition, passion fruit appears to increase the effectiveness of GABA, the brain's brake pedal that we mentioned earlier. Drinking tea made from dried passion fruit leaves, passiflora, or consuming the fruit's pulp in the evening can induce a feeling of deep tranquility, not through sedation, but by optimizing your brain's natural calming chemistry. It's an elegant approach that doesn't force the system, but helps it function as it should. Before we reveal our last two fruits and connect all these pieces, it's important to include a note of responsibility. While all of these fruits are natural and safe for the vast majority of people, it's my duty as a doctor to remind you that biological individuality is key. People who manage conditions such as diabetes should be mindful of their fruit consumption and monitor their blood sugar levels, especially in the evening. Those with known allergies to any of these fruits should, of course, avoid them. And if you take prescription medications, especially antidepressants, such as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or sleep medications, it is absolutely crucial to talk to your doctor before making significant changes to your diet, such as introducing concentrated teas like passion flower to avoid unwanted interactions. My goal here is to empower you with knowledge, and the responsible use of that knowledge in partnership with your healthcare professional is the safest and most effective way to take care of yourself. Nature is powerful, and we should always treat it with respect and wisdom. Let's now move on to our seventh fruit, a little red gem that has traveled from Asia to the world, the goji berry. For centuries in traditional Chinese medicine, goji berries have been used to improve yin, the energy of calm, rest, and nourishment. Modern science is beginning to understand this ancient wisdom. Goji berries are unique for their polysaccharides, complex sugar molecules that have an adaptogenic effect. An adaptogen is a substance that helps the body resist stressors of all kinds, whether physical, chemical, or biological. Rather than forcing the body in one direction, like a sedative, an adaptogen helps modulate the response to stress, increasing endurance and resilience. For those who suffer from chronic insomnia, the body is in a constant state of stress. Poor sleep creates stress, and stress creates poor sleep. It's a vicious cycle. Goji berries help break that cycle. One study gave a group of adults goji berry juice for 14 days. Compared to the placebo group, they reported significant improvements in sleep quality, ease of waking, and an overall sense of calm and well-being. In addition, goji berries are rich in antioxidants, such as zeaxanthin, which protects the eyes and brain from oxidative stress. Eating a small handful of dried goji berries in the afternoon or early evening can help shield your nervous system, making it less reactive to the stress that would normally sabotage your sleep. Finally, our eighth and last fruit, the fig. Figs are one of the oldest cultivated fruits in human history, and for good reason. They are a complete package for sleep. First, they are an excellent source of magnesium, our relaxing mineral. Second, they are rich in calcium. Calcium plays a direct role in the production of melatonin, helping the brain use the amino acid tryptophan to manufacture the sleep hormone. In fact, disruption of REM sleep, the deep, restorative sleep where we dream, has been linked to low calcium levels. Third, figs are loaded with fiber. As we saw with almonds, fiber is crucial for blood sugar stability, preventing nighttime awakenings caused by hypoglycemia. Fiber also feeds the good bacteria in our gut. And here's one of the most exciting frontiers in sleep science, the gut-brain axis. A healthy gut microbiome produces neurotransmitters, including about 95% of the body's serotonin. An unbalanced gut can lead to unbalanced brain chemistry. Eating 2 or 3 dried or fresh figs at night is a delicious way to provide your body with magnesium, calcium, and fiber, supporting sleep on 3 different fronts: muscle relaxation, melatonin production, and gut health. I remember a patient, Anna, a 72-year-old music teacher, who complained that her sleep was thin as paper. Any sound would wake her up and her mind would start racing. She already ate healthily, but she didn't pay attention to these details. After incorporating figs and other fruits I mentioned, she described the change poetically. "Doctor, it's as if the volume of the world decreases at night. I don't just sleep. I feel like my body sinks into the mattress and finally rests. Music has color again for me." And now we come to the central point. Cherries for melatonin, kiwis for serotonin, bananas for magnesium, almonds for blood sugar, passion fruit to calm the nerves, pineapple for digestion, goji berries for resilience, and figs as a complete package. It's a wonderful symphony, isn't it? But I know what you might be thinking. "Doctor, this all makes incredible sense, but remembering to buy 8 different types of fruit, making sure they're fresh, knowing the right amount of each, preparing them at the right time, it sounds complicated. I'm already exhausted. I need something simpler, more straightforward." That feeling is completely valid. Putting all these pieces of the puzzle together consistently, night after night, can become a job in itself. That's exactly why, after explaining the science behind an ideal solution, I feel a responsibility to guide you toward a more practical path. An integrated and effective solution for insomnia after 60, in my view, must follow three fundamental principles. First, it needs to provide the essential building blocks in the correct bioavailable form, such as chelated magnesium, which is better absorbed, and tryptophan. Second, it should contain compounds that naturally calm the nervous system, such as standardized extracts of plants with a GABAergic effect, such as passion flower or valerian, ensuring potency and safety. Third, and most importantly, it needs to combine these ingredients synergistically in the right dosage so that one enhances the effect of the other without you having to do this complex orchestration every day. I know that looking for a product that meets all these criteria for quality, purity, and effectiveness can be a frustrating and pitfall-filled journey. To save you time and, frankly, to protect you from spending money on inferior solutions, I've done the research for you. I analyzed several options and found a protocol that incorporates these principles in a smart and safe way. I've left a link in the description and also pinned it in the first comment below this video. Consider this a trusted shortcut, a personal recommendation from an expert who cares about your well-being and believes you deserve a solution that is as effective as it is convenient. The path to reclaiming your nights doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it starts with understanding that your body is not your enemy. It's not trying to sabotage you. It's asking for help. It's asking for the right nutrients so it can perform the sacred task of sleep. Each fruit we discussed today is a messenger, a piece of biochemical information you can use to re-educate your body. When you understand why bananas calm your muscles or why almonds prevent that anxious 3 a.m. wake-up call, you cease to be a victim of your insomnia and become an active participant in your own healing. You begin to see food not just as calories, but as information, as medicine. And that shift in perspective is the most powerful transformation of all. You no longer need to fear the night. Instead, you can begin to prepare for it. Cultivate it. Invite it with the same intention that a gardener cultivates their garden. You provide the nutrient-rich soil, the water, the care, and the flower of sleep blooms naturally. That journey can begin with a simple kiwi or a handful of cherries tonight. Small steps, taken with knowledge and consistency, lead to profound changes. The nighttime peace you long for is not a distant memory. It is a possible future, waiting for you to take the first step. If this conversation has brought you new understanding, new hope, or a new direction to follow, I humbly ask that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Each video we prepare is designed to be one more step on your ladder to full health, and please share this video. Think of a friend, family member, or neighbor who you know struggles in silence when the lights go out. This knowledge could be the key they have been looking for. You could be the bearer of life-changing news. Insomnia isolates us, but knowledge and community unite and strengthen us. Thank you very much for your time and trust. Sleep well.